nothing. Tell us who this would-be robber is tonight. More faces now, starting with Russell Broughton, who was wanted after he slashed two men in the face during a bar brawl in Birmingham last year. He admitted the offences but failed to turn up at court for sentencing. The 44-year-old, who has used the name Martin Coughlin in the past, has links to Castle Vale, Erdington and King's Standing areas of Birmingham. He has numerous tattoos, including England, written on his left forearm and a swallow on his right arm. He's a big guy at 6'3" and part of his left thumb is missing. He's considered to be dangerous, so steer clear and call 999 if you spot him. Next is Jeffrey Dewar. Police want to trace him after high-performance cars worth more than £500,000 were stolen. The cars, mainly taken during burglaries, were then shipped abroad using fake documents. 43-year-old Dewar, who also uses the names Peter Asari, James Assan and Kargbo Momo, has a Ghanaian accent and links to the Tottenham area of London. Number 7 is Osman Hussein Obdurrahman, a convicted sex offender who's failed to register with the authorities and has now gone missing. The 34-year-old, who's originally from Iraq, has links to Sheffield and Coventry. And finally, this is Maxwell Parsons. He was convicted in his absence of masterminding a scam which saw several high street banks defrauded of at least £2.5 million. 49-year-old Parsons has links to Manchester, Coventry, South Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire and Bristol, although police think he may have fled abroad. He's described as being impatient and easily agitated. Now, if you know where any of tonight's faces might be, or you recognise anyone from the CCTV, please call or text now. We'll update you on how your calls have helped in our main show tonight at 9 o'clock on BBC One and in the update at 10:35. The viewers in Northern Ireland and Scotland will have to wait a little longer. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Find out what life's really like in the favelas. Welcome to Rio. Continues tomorrow at 9 on BBC Two, or catch up now on BBC iPlayer.
Quick, fellas, imp bag.
World Cup in Brazil, baby. Here we come.
Uh-oh, X-ray machine.
Just act normal.
Heads up, lads, I reckon we're there.
Welcome to Brazil, baby.
I think I'm in love with Brazil already.
Whoa! Last one up there's Robbie Savage.
It's stunning, that.
He's the spiritual home of football.
I thought that was Villa Park.
Did I die?
Not yet, but it can be arranged.
All the lies. Does that just cost you nothing?
Of course it cost me something.
Why would I want to protect Ryan?
Because I'm trying to put things right.
Every one of us has lied. Every single one of us.
From There to Here continues Thursday at 9 on BBC One.
you. Hello, we're back. It's week 2. It's week 2, and the dramas continue. We've had characters coming and going. We've had fledging. We've had some consuming others, and we've had some being regurgitated, but less said about that, the better. Now, with all this and more going on, there's plenty to digest in tonight's Springwatch Unsprung. Wow, look at this. What a fantastic audience we've got. We've got a super audience. We've got more than capable Laura, and we've got a diverse audience because we've got everyone from the county bird recorder. Where's Steve Abbott? Where is he? There he is. Steve Abbott over there. And over there we have Becca. She's a member of our team. She's the chocolate fairy. Every time I'm feeling her sugar levels dropping, she sneaks chocolate into my caravan. She's a very important part of this. So, without further ado, we should probably get on. Now, we have had a weekend off. OK, we've had a weekend off, but not all of you, and the wildlife, it seems, certainly haven't. You have been incredibly busy, and as a consequence of your busyness, you've been sending in so much stuff, lots of queries and questions, and you can keep them coming in via the website. But poor, more than capable Laura, supposed to have had a day off. What, you didn't have a day off, did you? No, it's been busy. So what sort of things have been going on?
People were amazing this weekend. We had more interaction with us, really, than probably ever before.
Really?
Yeah, especially on Facebook and Twitter was amazing. People were getting out and about. They were doing the garden bio blitz at home.
OK, yes.
They said no to the mow and left an area of grass to grow.
Now, this isn't Mo Farah. He hasn't done something
bad.
This
is a plant life scheme.
This is mowing, as in mowing the lawn. Don't mow the lawn. OK, right.
And there were lots and lots of photos of stag beetles. Loads.
Oh, can we see any? Have we got any?
We have got one. It's from Nick Hurrell.
Let's see, Nick. Oh, look, not just one. That's 4 stag beetles for the price of one. 4 male stag beetles. Now, this is a creature that's obviously got a very limited distribution in the UK, mainly in the southeast, but an absolute cracker. If you're lucky enough to live down there, keep an eye out for those. I used to find them underneath street lamps.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, underneath street lamps in built-up areas, particularly in Surrey. I've found it's a good place for stag beetles. And don't go riding your bicycle at night without a proper full-face mask, because one of those gets you in the eye when you're going home from the pub. It's an accident. Oh, yes. Well, I shouldn't encourage cycling. By the way, mustn't encourage cycling under the influence. Sorry. Moving on. Now, believe it or not, there were some quiet times. I'm trying my best, Laura. There were some quiet times over the weekend, weren't there? And our little mischievous story developers, and I've got some names, Joff, Maddie, Adam, Matt and Sam, you know who you are, started creating a bit of mischief of their own, didn't they?
They had a bit of fun with some hashtags, and they asked the audience to send in bird puns, bird names based on bands and song names.
Now this is your fault, OK? You, the audience, this is your fault. Now let's have a look. Let's have a look at some. We've got some over here. What have you got? 9 fish nails. Very good. I like that one. Thanks, Weird Bean. The Beatles. That's very good. I like what you're doing there. Nat King Cole Tit. Ringo Starling, another Weird Bean one there. You're obviously got nothing else to do, Weird Bean, but that's brilliant.
If he comes back
and Rolling Stone Curlews. That is fantastic. Those are the top 10. No, it's not quite 10, is it? There's more.
Say, if we can.
OK.
From Baggins Book Bazaar, there was I've Got You Under My Siskin.
Oh, brilliant.
No egrets and Turnstone Cowboy.
Egrets, I've had a few.
Yeah.
OK, brilliant. OK, right. Sorry, that was terrible. Thank you very much, or not, for those, but we encourage you to interact with us. Right. Slow down, Nick. Getting excited. Got so much coming up in the show. Some crackers things on today. But we're going to start off with our quiz. Now, it's a bit different today. We haven't got the usual series of 3 or 4 mystery objects. We've got a sound quiz for you. But it's not any old sound quiz. We've slowed down the noise created by a common, widespread British creature. So have a little listen to this. Now, that has been slowed down. I don't know how many times, but we'll find out a little bit later on. Has anyone in the audience got any ideas what that might possibly be? R2-D2, nightjar. Everyone has been slowed down. Steve Abbott, your reputation hinges on this. Any others? No, nightjar? Nightjar's the best one so far. Nightingale, very good. I know where you're coming from. Brilliant. So, we want, if you think you know the answer, if you think you can beat our studio audience with those ideas, then do get in touch and let us know by the end of the show. Right, now we have got a very, and an extremely unusual special guest in the studio. Please welcome Jason Singh. Where are you, Jason?
Sorry.
Come and join me. Great to see you, man.
Nice to see you too.
Do take a seat.
Thank
Do
you
take a
very
seat.
much. Thank you very much.
Do you fancy an egg case? Don't. You know, that's just very conscious. I just always find it curious the things we have on this table.
Tasty.
Now, you are a sound sculptor. Correct?
Yes, of sorts.
Now, this is a thing. I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Now, I'm assuming it involves sort of mimicking things. And
Yeah, I use my voice and technology to mimic wildlife and forestry environments and instruments and a whole heap of other
So,
things.
do you do bird calls?
I do some bird calls.
Can you give us any?
I could do little beginnings of a blackbird.
Go on. Wow. Wow, do you just lie in bed in the morning and just impersonate what you can hear?
That's what I do. I get up and I just listen to birds and I go to sleep listening to birds. That's just my life.
I mean, that's good, but we do... That's brilliant. That is brilliant. However, I know that our audience are pretty good at some bird impressions. You gave us a little go. Don't disappoint me now. Now, what can you do? Come on. Who was it who started this earlier on?
Oh, there we go. Someone over there. There we go.
There's a tawny owl. In fact, there's a parliament of tawny owls. Very good. I can't... Are you impressed?
It's all happening.
Yeah, pretty impressed, yeah. Yeah, you've got some students. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Now, I used to be able to do that. I can't do that. I think my thumbs have gone a bit weird. I can't actually seem to do that, but... Brilliant stuff. Now, Gary, I need you here because this is very much in your field. So, Gary Moore, our wildlife sound recordist. The smartest wildlife sound recorders you'll ever see. Look at that. It's got the crow out on. You could have bought another one, Gary. You read that one last week. Now, to sort of understand how you get your inspiration, you have to go out and experience things first.
Absolutely.
So we thought we'd send you out with Gary Moore this morning to get a little bit of Minsmere inspiration.
Yeah.
This is how they got on.
Right, Jason, what we'll do, we'll start off in woodland. It's quite a good place to start. We just walked in here, and let's have a little listen and see what we've got. Why don't you plug your cans into there? A little listen. Wren's over here somewhere. You'll pick him. See if you can find him on there. When you hit the sweet spot, when you move around and you'll really find him. That's the wren. It's quite a complex song, isn't it? It's very long.
Yeah, it is.
Quite complex to learn. But once you've learned it, you'll never forget.
Yeah, it's very... Everything's so clear and detailed. So, like, internally, it's almost as though you can feel it. You can feel where those sounds are and where they're coming from.
All right, Jason, what we've done now is we've left the woodland, we've left that soft woodland, we've come to what I think is quite a harsh, quite a scratchy environment. And I say that not just because of the birds that are here, but because of the wind in the reeds. That wind in the reeds can be a little bit almost at times. And here, I've got a reed warbler. Put your cans on, and that parabolic, and he'll start again in a minute.
Interesting how rhythmically things change from the woods out to out here. You get these kind of, what you were saying before about scratchy sounds. Everything sort of feels a lot more high-pitched. So you've got the sharp, them sort of rhythms.
That's fantastic,
with sort of woody, reedy kind of, almost like brushing sonics.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Evolution has created the ability for that bird to do that just for love. I say how powerful, see? What we're all here for, isn't it, really? Let's be honest.
Spreading love.
Absolutely.
I like you, man. You're a cool guy.
Again, another totally different soundscape.
It's beautiful. It's so different rhythmically, isn't it? Everything just slows right down.
Yeah. All right, I know we've been carrying all this with us, the parabolic and the recorder and the cans, but you really don't need them, do you? Anybody can come and do this.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
It's just letting the sound break over you or wash over you or and just opening your ears, isn't it,
Definitely.
really?
It is really much about absorbing your environment, really just connecting with it.
So as my walk encourages you to help create some of your own soundscapes.
It's totally blown me away, Gary. I can't wait. I can't wait to get back to the recording studio and get on it.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Now, I sense a bit of bromance there.
There's a bit of bromance.
A bit of bromance.
There's a bit of bromance.
You've got some chemistry, going on. Are you a little bit envious? Because you've got some nice toys you're going to show us later on.
Yeah.
Are you a bit envious of Gary's?
Definitely.
So what did listening to the world via Gary's equipment actually? How did that help you?
Just how direct it was. Just to be able to point a microphone in a direction and just pinpoint sound from a particular place. That was just that experience is phenomenal. It's not something I've ever done before with microphones, and just to have that of, like, you know, literally like you were saying about finding a sweet spot of just, you know, tuning into something, and then just your focus is just incredible. Yeah, it's absolutely an incredible experience.
Now, I've still got no idea what goes on in your head when you experience this, but we're about to find out, because you actually have very little time to do this, bear in mind,
yes,
and apparently you've come up with something rather special. So it's been suggested that you shut your eyes and listen to this. So right, shall we see what you got up to? Let's hear it. I haven't heard this before.
Okay.
I don't want to talk over it, but I have to. How? That's you doing all that?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no birds in that at all? There's no recordings of birds? No, that's you doing that?
It's all based upon the inspiration of today, of kind of walking out, being part of an environment and just mimicking it as much as I can. Not just birdsong, but also the reverb and the wind and all those sort of textures.
That is amazing.
Cheers.
And apparently we've got yet more. You did a massive piece here, but we've got another movement. Listen to this.
Starzor Beach.
Oh. How? That's you. It's not Gary recording the sound of the waves.
No.
It's clearly the waves on a shingle beach. How have you done this?
But this is the thing of building up loads of layers of textures from those recordings, and just absorbing as much as I can, and then just, you know, getting to that place where you just sort of mimic.
And that's all with your voice.
It's all vocal,
but sampled. You've used some electronics as well, but not to make
no.
This is just your voice.
It's layers and layers of my voice. So that's what you hear.
I knew something was going on. Every time I saw Jason today, he got squirreled away. It was a bit of a surprise for later, Nick. That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much.
Now, there was a bit of mischief going on. You were actually impersonating a bird. And you actually caught Gary out earlier, didn't you?
He did, yeah, absolutely.
So what did he do?
Yeah, well, I said there's a rebel over there, and I went, there's one over there. And I turned, he had a wry smile on his face, and he'd imitated the bird, completely caught me out. He's made my job redundant. I think I'm going to get my coat and go.
Well, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Nice
now,
one.
we're having a lot more from Jason a little bit later. We've got if that wasn't a treat enough, we've got a really special treat for a bit later on. However, as usual, about this time in the show, we're going to go over to Springwatch Extra host, Ewan McElraith, who is over somewhere in the production village. This seat is making noises. I thought it was you initially. Ewan is
That's not me now.
Ewan is over in the production village. Ewan.
Hi, Nick. Life as a Springwatch presenter, as you well know, is pretty full on. There's rehearsals. Every minute of the day is fully accounted for. There's script meetings, there's production meetings. So it's really important at the end of the day to chill out, to get a little oasis of calm where you can regroup and regather your thoughts. And Michaela's just finished the main programme, so she's in that zone just now, and we're about to ruin it. Michaela, how are you?
Hello, Ewan. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't changing, eh?
Yeah, well, I don't know, might have boosted the figures a bit. You on a buzz, or are you starting to come down there?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we go back and have a little drink in our hotel, and yeah, it all calms down. But good show. I mean,
that owl, fantastic.
I know, the owl and the cuckoo. I couldn't get over the size of that cuckoo.
Just absolutely brilliant. I tell you the thing that amazed me. These guys work, you know, all the production team working long hours, long shifts, pretty hard work, and they choose at the weekend. I was down here, and they're all out savouring the moment. They're all out birding, and you were out there on the reserve as well.
Oh, it was such a glorious weekend, and there were so many people here, kids as well, which was brilliant. Loads and loads of families. I was actually filming. I went and solved the mystery of the kittiwakes. And we'll show.
Give it away.
I'm not going to give it away. And I also did a bit of fishing. I'm not a fisher person. I was going to say a fisherman. I'm not a fisherwoman.
Fishing with a difference, wasn't it?
It was, because I went out with an ecologist to find out what fish are actually in that reed beds and what the bitterns are eating I'm doing something called electrofishing.
Could be a bit scary. And you're also, this surprised me, sudden convert to rats.
I am. Well, I always have liked rats.
Really?
But I've done a film that I think is going out later this week that celebrates the rats because, let's be honest, they get a bad press. And if you look at them as an animal in the wild, they're great animals. And so, yeah, I went with Kate McRae, who's a regular on the Springwatch and has a fantastic Springwatch in her own back garden. And we had a close-up look at the rat.
Brilliant. So you're enjoying it. Here we are, start of week 2.
How can you not enjoy it, Ewan? As you say, start of week 2, we had a great week last week. We're seeing so much. I mean, the bitterness is absolutely amazing. And again, more interesting things happened over the weekend with one of the chicks eating the egg. And it's a beautiful place to be. So how can you not enjoy it?
Right, we've got a question came in from Bridget Box, and she says, and I don't quite know how to say this, how do you cope with nerdy Chris?
Nerdy Chris! He's so cool.
But you do manage him quite nicely, though.
I've known Chris for a very, very long time, Ewan. You know, we worked together on the Really Wild show, and I know him extremely well. So I think I can tell Chris to sometimes, you know, get on with it, be quiet, you know. Let's talk about what we're looking at instead of waffling on. So yeah, he's not nerdy. He's a great friend, and we work really well together.
And we all love him. So from one relaxed, chilled out presenter to one who absolutely isn't. Nick.
Thanks, Ewan, for that. Now, Springwatch is all about encouraging you to get out there and get involved. Now, some of you aren't as able as others to do that. And just to bring home a point, I want you to maybe check out the Springwatch blog for this. We got a letter last week from Elizabeth Guntrip, who unfortunately has been become housebound due to serious illness. But she's been watching Springwatch ever since the beginning. She's a massive fan. And she says, thanks to Springwatch, it helps her every year to sort of get out there in some way. It really does inspire her, and it gives her some kind of peace to know that everything is still ticking on around her. So it's a lovely. I do suggest you read it because it's an absolutely lovely, lovely letter. So thank you very much, Elizabeth, for that. Now, we stay on the subject of accessibility, and I have with us a very, very special guest. I have Neil Strawson in the studio. Neil. Now, the sharp-eyed among you may notice that Neil comes with a bit of hardware. So you are wheelchair-bound, obviously.
Correct.
Now, tell us your story. How did all this happen?
So, well, basically I'm a conservation biologist working for Oxford University, and I was about to go out to the Congo 5 years ago. 2 weeks before I was due to go, I broke my back skiing when I was on holiday. Oh, so change of plans, perhaps. So I thought, well, hold on, what am I going to do with my life? Am I going to be sad about it and stop doing what I've always worked hard for? I was like, no, I'm going to continue and do my conservation biology.
And you still do it now, don't you? You're getting involved with all sorts. So tell us a bit more. What do you do?
So I'm currently working on a clouded leopard project at Oxford. So that's a big cat that lives in the jungles of Borneo. And I flick through all the images looking for its prey items and trying to spot it. And it's looking at kind of how people and wildcats live alongside each other. Fantastic stuff.
Now, the wheelchair must have changed your ability to access nature to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say it's slightly or somewhat limited, but I don't know, like today, for example, so I've had the pleasure of wandering around Minsmere, and we had a few little hiccups.
Yeah, come on, tell us what Laura did. Your friend Laura was with you, didn't she?
My friend Laura is behind me, will kill me.
Where's Laura?
Where's Laura?
There she is, look. Sorry. This is your moment.
Laura tipped me out in the sand.
Right in front of the coffee shop, I believe, as well, so you had a bit of an audience, didn't you?
Yeah, but it was very nice to put me back in. Yeah, so fair enough, it's a bit bumpy underfoot, but like, we went out there, I got into a hide, I saw my first avocet, saw my first marsh harrier, and then we went up to the beach, and like the sound of the beach was wonderful because it's quite hard to get to a beach as a wheelchair user.
Yeah. So accessibility, we tend to think of it as just a physical thing, but it can also be a sensory thing, right?
Right. So, like, what does accessible mean? So it means different things to different people. But let's say, for example, people often think wheelchair means accessible. But if you think maybe about somebody who's visually impaired, so they could come down to somewhere like Minsmere, and like when I was at sea, like it's like even the sound before. So that's a really lovely thing. Shut your eyes, you're essentially in the same place. But also like the smells and the sounds, like you can't miss all the sounds here. So I think it's kind of drumming home that whatever your limitation is, get out there and do stuff and kind of enjoy what nature has to offer.
Thank you very much. Well, there's plenty of other ideas of inspiration and ways you can get involved. There's loads of stuff on the web that can give you further ideas. And to hit home the point, the best bird watching we ever did was a blind guy who just brilliant at interpreting the sounds of things. So absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for coming in and sharing us that. Big round of applause for Neil. Right. We've been doing, this is something you've been voting for, we've been running through the top 10 Springwatch best moments, and last week we had 10, which was a grass snake eating pipits, we had 9, which was water rail dreaming, 8 was Jollos and the Puffins, and now that must mean we're on to 7. So what is that, Laura?
Your number 7 was Barn Owl Bob.
Some of you might have seen this just at midnight last night. Bob, your favourite barn owl baby, enjoyed a real feast. Look at this. We looked at it very closely, and it appears to be an adult male wood mouse. And everything must go. I mean, look, it's all going down in one thing.
It's just brilliant. It's like the kind of the biggest plate of spaghetti with the biggest meatball, isn't it, at the end of it?
It is. It took him a few minutes to get it down
like
as well.
3.5 minutes, I think they said, for him to swallow this wood mouse. But this is the thing that made me laugh so much, is he's just getting the kind of last toe down his gullet when what happens? Watch this. Watch this.
I know. The adult arrives.
Look at this. In she comes, and it's like, oh no, Mum, don't make us eat anymore.
He's thinking, oh no, a wafer thin ball.
I think that's definitely one of my favourites, actually. So that's Chris and Kate with Bob the Barn Owl. Fantastic stuff. Now, we didn't resolve the nest at the end of yesterday's show, so. Sorry, Thursday's show, so time is flying so fast. I had such a relaxing weekend off, my head's gone to sleep. Right, we got this one out. This was given to us by one of our nest finders, and rather appropriately, it's a nest that they found. Now, this didn't have any birds in it, but I got this out and showed it to Chris. Anyone in the audience got any idea whose nest that might be? Oh, Steve, you're on fire! You're on fire! I believe nest, whose nest, also, it's been hashtagging today. It's been
New
you
nest.
tell us, I don't understand. New nest has been, what's the word? Trending. So this was an old nest, so this one won't trend. But yes, it is. It's a Chetty's warbler. It was very damp on Thursday, which gave us some clues. But look at the reeds it's made of. It's absolutely exquisite. I love nests. But very, very cool. But we have got also, so thank you very much. That's a Nigel Bean. Thanks very much for giving me that one. That's a nice little present. Nigel's not here, but he's out there finding another nest probably right now. Now, you have sent us some absolutely fantastic clips, and there's a couple I'm about to show you now which really stand out. Just check these out. So nothing unusual here. We have a great spotted woodpecker in a great spotted woodpecker hole, feeding great spotted woodpecker chicks that are living in the great spotted woodpecker hole. Absolutely beautiful stuff, lovely to see. And then something weird happens. Look at that. Suddenly we have a great tit. What's going on? The great tit is clearly feeding the young great spotted woodpeckers. Now, this is peculiar behaviour. Now, we've got some theories that no one really knows what is going on here, but just as if that isn't weird enough, there's yet another clip that shows something, and this is from Jan Rods in Holland. Look, we've got blue tits. And, you know, there's nothing unusual about that. These birds are fledging all over the place. Ours fledged on Friday. If you've been out this weekend, you would have heard this sound. Oh! Emanating from everywhere in the country. So, look, that is not a mother blue tit feeding those blue tit chicks. What is going on? And this bit of and the jay comes in and does what jays tend to do, right? That's just a jay predating blue tits. Fascinating behaviour in its own right. Without that sort of thing, we'd be buried in blue tits. Nice though that sounds, it wouldn't be good for anybody. So that jay's just doing its job. But the behaviour we're interested in is why were those birds of another species feeding the chicks of another. Now, it turns out, well, we don't really know. I got in touch with some colleagues or friends at the BTO for an explanation, expecting them to know everything about this, and they had, well, they were very interested in this. They didn't know about this so much. They'd heard of it, but their theory is this. The bird has a kind of a reptilian mind. It's very strongly working on stimulus, so those birds are begging. Baby birds beg and they create sound. They have a very distinctive gape as well, which is like a target for the female bird. So all I can suggest is that when in that small window, when the bird has been... Well, we had it with the pipits last year, when the pipits were eaten by the snake. The mother bird came back. It wanted to feed the birds because that's what it's programmed to do, and there were no chicks to do it, and it kept coming back for a few times. But slowly, without the chicks there, that response weakened, and eventually the birds got, just lost interest and wandered off. That's the way nature works. But if, in that tiny window, another brood of chicks nearby is begging, it's possible that that species jumps over and gives its attention to that. We don't really know for sure, but if you've got any ideas about this biology, do get in touch. Brilliant. Now, we have got the quiz... No, we've got bug of the day. We've got bug of the day, haven't we? Oh, we don't have bug of the day. Sorry, no bug of the day. No time. No time. Tomorrow. Right, so let's listen to the quiz. Listen to that mystery sound one more time. So let's hear what it is. It's a chaffinch. Who got this right, Laura?
Quite a lot of people got this right, including Mike Melrose,
How?
Buster Boy and Tony Steele.
How did they get that right?
I think they cheated.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, well done, well done. Well, I did promise you an absolutely fantastic... Thank you, Laura, by the way, and thank you for everyone for taking part in that. I did promise you a very, very different finale to today's show. And, once again, I'd like you to give a big round of applause to Jason Singh. Now, we haven't rehearsed this at all, so Jason is going to show you, using some of his electric wizardry, just how he does what he does. So you're going to improvise now.
Absolutely.
Some sounds to some pictures as well. So so I just go for it. Let's enjoy this. Oh.
Here, man.
Well, that's just about it from us tonight. I'm hoping you've enjoyed this show. Can we have a round of applause for Jason? You keep going, please. Now, thank you very much to Neil. Thank you very much for Neil. Thanks for Laura as well. Thanks very much to everybody. Thanks so much to you for sending in your questions and queries. Keep them coming. We will see you same time tomorrow. Goodbye.